What I'm doing, I'm actually pruning some pumpkin I have running around. Yeah, I'm getting out. They're underground, so I'm just getting rid of these leaves because it don't make sense having these leaves. Nothing wrong with pruning sometimes because pruning sometimes help the plant to focus on the new leaf and the fruits. You see? So we're seeing pollinators, which is awesome. Which is awesome. If you notice on this reel, we have several different plants growing on this reel. This is actually cantaloupe. This is actually cantaloupe. This one is actually a yam, as you can see. We also have squash, which is down this side. Now, so basically, on this reel, we have two yam growing, two yam and two different type of squash. Plus, we also have a cantaloupe just growing on this reel, and everything just growing together, and everything just working together. And that's the good thing about gardening. Sometimes you got to take chances. Sometimes you got to do your own little experiment to see how different plants work with each other. We also have a beans growing up here. So we have three squash, a beans, and actually a cantaloupe growing in this thing here. I know you cannot see the whole thing. Then we have two different yam as well growing. So this is something. This is you could call it companion planting, where different plants grows together and different, and they do well. They do well. You see what I'm saying? They do wonderful. You just got to create the trail wide and big enough to give every plant they're able to run. They will run on each other, but at the same time, they're not really stopping them from doing what they're doing. So this is really a good idea because you could create so much different plant. And at the bottom, I have a pumpkin running. This is basically for small space gardener, like people who have small space. This work perfect for them. All right, and on the ground we have a pumpkin. We're just running. We controlling the pumpkin vines. So we allowing the pumpkin vines to run actually where we want it to run. We also have a tomato here, which this we have actually have a ripe tomato. So right here we have, and then over this side here, let me switch that camera a minute. Over there, if you look, this is container garden with all, we have lemon, two lemon tree, we have pepper, we have cassava, we have turmeric, all different type of plants we have growing. So this is actually for the container, small space gardener. You can actually do it if you utilize your space, and sometimes you could look for different ideas from different people and you just use them to your advantage, see how it working out for you. So we have squash growing on this thing ready for harvest. In this container here we have, let me show you, In this container here, we have tomato growing, we have 2 yam growing, we have squash, and we also have turmeric growing up inside here. You see? You just got to do what works for you guys. Let me show you. That's the squash I'm talking about. You see the squash is growing. And if you notice what you see in here, you see in this is a yam growing up here. From out this container, this one is a callaloo. They call this, I think, Jamaican callaloo. But it puts so much seed. So this is something I'm going to be adding to my garden because it's so. If you notice down in here, you're going to see how much germinating. And I also have a lot of seeds that I'm actually trying to save. So I'm gonna continue to do my pruning, which is cutting off some of these leaves so it could focus on the plant itself. And also it have several different plants growing up here. So you don't want them their leaf to get too thick and cover over the others. You want to create that flow that every plant have their room to do what they desire. So cutting these leaves gonna create more space, more sunlight for the plants and create more space for this. This is the yam vine here. So the more you get rid of this big leaf, the yam have more place to run and at the same time the airflow because the airflow is really important. So getting rid of these. Not all of them, just some of them. We also, what we're gonna be doing as well, the rain been coming almost every day. So since the rain been coming every day, the herbs them just keep producing. So today is a beautiful day for planting. If you have anything you need to plant, today is a beautiful day to plant. And today also is a beautiful day to harvest. All right? You see, with this tomato tree here, the yam vines, these vines is what I'm using to keep up this tomato tree. See how it growing tall? Look how tall it's growing. But the yam vines is what's balancing it, that keep it going up. So we're seeing a lot of pollinators, which we need. We see there's a ladybug up there, which we need. We see the bees, which we need. Because as we see it, we have a lot of, if you notice, we have a lot of flowers, lots of flowers. So we actually need the bees and we actually seeing a few bees, which is awesome. Okay. So this is for the people who doing small space garden. You can do it. Don't be discouraged. And you could plant more than you think. You could plant more than you think in a small space garden. All right. So I'm gonna give you a little tour of small space garden, just a little tour. All right. This is a herb garden. This is rosemary. This is basil, and I'm gonna be picking this basil because I need the leaf, the seeds. Nice basil up in there. All that. That is small space garden. And as you see, this is cassava. Look in this little container how much we have. I gotta remove this avocado. We have turmeric growing, we have thyme, we have strive. I mean, so much. All right, so my mango tree, this is my mango tree, and we have, look how much basil we have going on here, and all these are seeds. So I'm gonna able to get a lot of seeds from this container. All right, guys, this is my papaya. This is my papaya. hmm This is my lemongrass. This is another papaya. And yes, this is my June plum. So this is what's going on, guys. So let me show you. And we also have another cantaloupe growing. So right behind here, if you notice, this is the trail that I have growing up here. And everything is growing beautiful so far. You see? Beautiful. So this is a small space garden and you surely can do it too. Yes. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.